What up? What up? What up? Listen. Welcome. What's good? What's good? We're back. We are back live, straight in the no cap zone, where we have a strict dress code. Knock it off with that capping nonsense, alright? The only cap that's allowed around here is your thinking cap. Otherwise, miss me with that capping shit. Miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? So before we get started, you know what to do. You know what to do. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Follow me on all the links on my profile, and I mean all of them. Every single one, damn it. Don't play with me. Let me know when you have. You can check out the Ultimate Rage Outrageous EP on all streaming platforms. You can check out the Furious Styles Volume 1 mixtape available in my Discord, where we will be heading after the live, as we always do, to build community, chop it up, and figure out how we can advance humanity in a tangible, meaningful way. Alright? By the way, join my Patreon. You feel me? We got the upcoming Supreme music video that's on the way. And all patrons get exclusive updates and access to everything going on with the Ultimate Rage and the OD9 crew. Let's get it. So, what are we talking about today? We're going to talk about what we always talk about. How to take over the world. Yeah. What up, Silk? What's good? What's good? Yeah. So let's get it cracking, man. Let's get it cracking. We live in reality. This crazy existence where we are alive, whatever the hell that means. What does it mean to be alive? What does it mean to be a living creature on this crazy planet that somehow, matter of fact, so who came up with Earth? Who came up with the name of Earth for this planet? And how did we all just universally agree that that was the name of this planet? Who came up with the name? And why do we all agree that that's the name of it? Maybe we should rename it. Call it some new shit. Give it a new nickname. The Planet. Planet First. Planet some shit. We'll figure this thing out. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I don't know. I have no idea. Who came up with the name of the Earth? Who named the Earth? Who said, you know what? I'm going to call it Earth. And then everybody was just like, you know what? I like that. You know what? We rolling with that. Thank you. We rolling with that. Earth. That's the name of the planet. Who came up with it? Let me guess. Let me just venture a guess. God. Yeah, God came up with the name of Earth, right? And that was when? 7,000 years ago, right? That's how it happened, right? Right. I would like people to explain to me how they come up with these cockamamie ideas. And why these ideas still persist in the modern age of the world, particularly here in America, when now we have all this technology. We have live streaming. We have the ability to stream live any and everywhere around the earth. This earth that somebody called it way back in the day. Who came up with the name of the earth? But now that we have the ability to live stream, you can't run and hide anymore. I mean, you can try, but now we gotta start having the real conversation. Silk, you know what I'm talking about. I know you feel me. Where is God? Where the hell is this God thing that theists love to talk about all day, every day, particularly on Sundays? What is this thing? Where is it? And how the hell do they know? They love to talk about this thing on a near constant basis. You have all types of people who will go out in the street and just proclaim these things, preach these things at the top of their lungs. They'll go on the bus, they'll get on the train, and all types of automobiles, any and everywhere. They'll fucking be just anywhere. Talking about the Lord, the Lord, the Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you, Lord. And yet I'm still trying to figure out where exactly this thing, this being, this entity, he, she, it, they, whatever pronoun it goes by, what is it, where is it, and how do these people know? See, they love to talk about these things on a constant basis. They love to formulate groups. They love to formulate cliques and gangs and, their own, Kojic gangs and the fucking Lutheran gang and the Catholic gang. They love to act like they're anything different. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? All these planets are named after supposed gods. The planets are still there. The gods somehow fizzled out. They just magically disappeared from our existence, magically disappeared from reality. They decided, you know what? This reality shit, nah, we ain't with that shit. We're going to go back to the comic books where we have a lot more fun. You know what I'm saying? This is what they all decided to do collectively, to the point where now I can't seem to find any of them. And then every single time I come across some kind of theist of some kind, they always have some ridiculous excuse as to why they can't seem to figure out or drum up the Lord's exact whereabouts. Where is this thing? What is this thing? Where is it right now? It is currently 2:22 p.m. Central Standard Time on September the 9th, 2024 AD. Where the fuck is this dude? Where is this dude? Where is this thing? Where is it? Theist, where is it? Where is it? Show us, show us, show us. Why are you hiding him? Where are you keeping him? Hey, God, if you can hear us, help! No. Where are you? Do you need our help? Do you need our help? Are they holding you hostage? Are they holding you hostage, God? Where are they keeping you? Please just let us know that you are okay. Let us know, God, that you are okay, because we can't seem to find you. We can't seem to figure out where you're at. Where are you? Where are you? See, this is the reason why we need to come up with, I know, right? That's so weird. Like, this thing is somehow omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent everywhere but here in the chat for some reason. Maybe he's lurking and he just doesn't want to say what's up. Maybe he's afraid. I don't know. All I want to know is, where is he? But see, this is why we need to come up with new VR, AR glasses so that we can see, you know what I'm saying? Which is kind of what I'm going to end up talking about later today. VR and AR tech and how it can help us maybe find this guy. Because maybe he's in the color light spectrum that our eyes are just incapable of seeing. Maybe we need some kind of brain-computer interface so that we can find the Lord. This is what we need to do. And I need all theists to come aboard, hop aboard the rage train so that we can work together to figure out where exactly the Lord is. See, y'all love to talk all the time about this thing, this being, this entity, this creature thing, this person thing, this 1 and 3, 3 and 1, 1 all over all, one thing, two things, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. And yet I'm still lost. I'm still lost. And I need to figure out where this God thing it actually is. Where is it? I mean, how can there be billions of people all over the world that assert, I mean, just aggressively, constantly asserting that there's this thing, this being, this creature, this entity that's so wonderful, so amazing, so important. It's so important. We need to get familiar. We need to get familiar. We need to read his book. We need to get it signed and autographed and all this shit. You know, I would like to get it autographed. I don't know where he is. Where is the Lord? Where is it? He, she, they, whatever you claim it, him to be. Where is it? We are live on YouTube right now. It's just me and Silk chilling, kicking it, and maybe somebody else that's lurking. Thank you for hitting the like button, whoever you are. We're trying to figure out what this reality thing is. And these people, billions of people across the world, they assert that there's this thing, right? That's just like the most amazing thing ever. And that somehow this thing created everything, right? That's cool. I could accept that, right? That somehow there's something that created everything, even though how could it create itself? You know, I don't know. But let's just say we took it at face value. There's this thing that created everything, and it's amazing. And this thing, for some reason, likes to interact with the beings that it created. It likes to talk to us. It likes to interact with us. It likes to say things. It likes to make demands and commands and say, hey, you, do this or I'm going to slap you. All right, let's just accept, for the sake of argument, this is true. If this is true, where the fuck is this motherfucker right now? Where is it? Where is it? How can we find it? This, since y'all are the ones that want to tell us all day about your faith, about your beliefs, how this is your worldviews, how this is your life, you're so passionate, you feel it in your heart, in your soul, you feel it in your mind, in your body, in every fabric of your being. And yet, when I ask you these simple ass questions as to where is this thing that is so awesome and so wonderful, I get a whole bunch of different answers, and none of them seem to produce anything tangible whatsoever. Why is this? If what you guys were saying was so true, why can't you show me any of this thing anywhere? Why do y'all make up all these different answers that cannot be verified? Y'all love to say that this thing is in our heart. It's in our heart. He's in our soul. He's in our mind. He's outside of space and time. He's living in heaven on the throne. Okay. See, we have this thing called science now, okay? So if there's this place, this location called heaven that is somehow outside of space and time, show us. Why can't you show us? Why is it so hard for y'all to show us where exactly this thing is right now? Because if it was real, science should be able to show us. See, I've heard a lot of people, a lot of theists, particularly Christians, say things like, oh, well, this is not detectable by science. It's not detectable. It's not findable by science. And it's like, okay, cool. If that is the case, then pray tell, what then is the method? What is exactly the method, the methodology you are using to detect and somehow communicate with this thing? How is it that you can somehow find this thing, but you can do it without the science? If you can do it without science, show us. But see, here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. Here's where the problem lies, right here, right here. If you're telling me that you're detecting something outside of science, if it's beyond the purview of science, that means that you cannot show us in any tangible, meaningful way whatever this thing is that y'all love to talk about all day, every day. There is no way that you can show us in any tangible, meaningful way that there is this thing, that there's this thing, this creature thing that exists, because you're saying that it's beyond the purview of science, right? But the thing is, the whole point of science is trying to understand our reality as it is as much as possible. Because if it is an aspect of fragment, a figment of the reality that we inhabit, there should be some way to investigate it, just like you're investigating me, just like how you're seeing me right now, just like you're hearing my voice. I am right here in front of your face, despite the fact you could be potentially hundreds of thousands of miles away from me right now. This fool Silk is roaming as we speak, I'm sure, so he's everywhere and all over the place, you know what I'm saying? So with that being the case, then the question becomes, why do they assert this thing to be so true if they can't show us in any tangible, meaningful way that this thing is indeed true? This is one of the issues that we're going to be contending with moving forward as technologies continue to advance and improve on a constant basis, particularly the ideas of virtual reality and augmented reality, each respectively known as VR and AR, VR and AR, VR and AR. If you are unfamiliar with these concepts, if you're unfamiliar with these topics, VR, virtual reality and augmented reality, just think of it like this, right? You remember Google Glass? Google Glass, that would be an example of augmented reality, where if you're wearing these smart glasses where you see an overlay on top of reality, where you can see these things that aren't really there, except that they're overlaid onto the reality. Whereas VR goggles, such as the Oculus Rift and the Meta, whatever the fuck they use, that you put on these goggles and you see something that's not there, but that is your view of the reality that you are actually experiencing. It's a virtual reality. It is reality in a virtual sense. It is a world that is not literally there, but that is what you are perceiving. You feel what I'm saying? That is what you are seeing. Currently, we have a state where we have, nice high resolution displays, 4K per eye. We have a wide field of view up to 120 degrees with motion tracking. We have hand controllers. We have haptic feedback so you can feel it a little bit, kind of like the Rumble Pack back in the day when my N64 headset. Remember the Rumble Pack? You snapped it in the back of your controller and it's shaking. Oh shit, it's shaking. It's shaking. Oh, this is super cool. This is so dope. Oh wow, you can actually feel the game. You can feel the game. Well, now we are getting to the point where you can have a haptic feedback suit where you can actually feel sensations throughout your body while using these goggles, while being able to experience this virtual reality that you are not actually in, but that you are perceiving, that you are immersed in. And these technologies are going to continue to advance to the point where the blurring of the lines between reality and virtual reality will continue to enhance. We will see a continued blurred lines between the virtual and the augmented reality to where reality itself will come into question, which means that we need to get real with reality now, before we end up losing our sense of reality. And we live in a time now where the wide majority of people, particularly Americans, are completely divorced from reality because they subscribe to these ideologies that are completely and utterly out of touch with reality, which is why we have such a difficult time getting on one accord as a human race, as an American populace, because different people have different views of reality. And now we have to get to the point of understanding why is that? Why are we so divided as a nation? Why do we have all these different subgroups and cliques and groups and gangs and different things where people just cannot get on one accord? So this is what we're aiming to do with the no cap zone. All that capping shit, knock it the hell off. All that bullshit people have been doing for literally thousands upon thousands of years, now is the time for it to cease. for it to desist, for it to knock it the hell off, so that yes, I am seeing the chat for sure. It's not moving like that. We only got 2 people here, but hey, thank you for coming through anyway. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for coming through, because we all about the truth. That's what it's all about. Miss me with the bullshit. There's plenty of fucking avenues, there's plenty of platforms where you can cappity cap and bullshit and blow smoke all day, every day. Especially yesterday. It was Sunday yesterday. People go to specific locations to bullshit with each other all the fucking day. Good for them. But here, we're actually trying to keep it real. We're actually trying to stick with the truth. We're actually trying to figure out what this reality thing is. And the fact of the matter is that, I'm sorry to tell you, Theus, but your belief system doesn't work. God doesn't work. God doesn't work. It don't work. It never has worked. It never will work. See, people like to say this word, this word is supposed to point to, it's supposed to refer to, it's supposed to represent something that exists somewhere out there in the cosmos somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but people love to purport that this thing is so real and so true. Okay, that's cool. The problem is that there are all these people that fail to figure out, to come to terms with, to come to a consensus about what this supposed thing is, this God thing. They love to say this word. They love to say it fervently. They love to say God, 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 God. But they can't seem to agree on what it is, where it is, what it is made of, what its contents are, what it is. What its nature is. If it's a thing, if it's a bunch of things in one, if it's 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, if it's like 3 in 1, 1 in 3, but no, it's just 1, but it's 2. But then, like, if you look metaphorically, it's really nothing, but it's something at the same time. I don't know what the fuck these people are talking about. And personally, I don't think they do either. Because the fact of the matter is, people don't know shit about fuck. They don't know shit about fuck. See, the word God is merely an overcomplication. It's a way of describing some higher power that people can't comprehend, but they want to believe so strongly is there. Now, here's the thing. If we took him at face value, but if we actually looked at this from a scientific standpoint, if there was such a thing, a higher power as they like to claim, in real life, if there was actually something, some creature or some being that created everything, chances are that it would be what's called a Kardashev Type 4 civilization. What the fuck is that, and what the hell does that mean? Well, I will tell you. The Kardashev scale was created by a physicist, a Soviet physicist named Nikolai Kardashev, who imagined civilizations and scales based upon their energy usage. See, here's the thing, right? When you're looking out for aliens and alien life, you have to consider the fact that we have not found anything at all is by itself bizarre. But like, if we were to see them, if we were to discover alien life, what would they look like? How would it be like? How would it be perceived? Well, given the vastness, the absurd vastness of the universe, given its age at 13.8 billion years, and the fact that the universe is constantly accelerating in its expansion as a result of dark energy, a force that we still have yet to fully understand in astrophysics, we have to understand the fact that if there was some detectable alien civilization out there, chances are they would have to be super duper uber advanced as a result of time dilation. What is that? Well, check it out. When you're looking out into space, right? When you're looking out into the universe is super duper huge. I mean, beyond what we can possibly conceive of, particularly us lay people, because most people are scientifically illiterate to begin with. So people don't even think about this shit. But let's just say the universe is huge as fuck. It's so huge that it takes time for light to travel. So when you see something out in space that's a great distance, it may be further back in time than you originally perceived it as a result of the fact that you are here and it took the light so much time to travel to you that by the time that it reached you, it's already way, way far in the future. But you're seeing it from the past. As an example, when we look at the sun has an 8-minute delay. So if hypothetically the sun decided to explode, we wouldn't see it for 8 minutes because of the amount of time it takes from from the sun to reach us. So when we're looking at celestial bodies way out into the cosmos, way out in the universe, we are seeing them in the past. And the way that they appear to us depends on how long it took for the light to reach us. There's this concept in astrophysics called red shifting. Yeah, time dilation is a mind fuck. It's a mind fuck. That's why the universe is crazy, right? So red shifting, the longer it takes light to reach us, the further on the red, the infrared and all that light becomes on the color spectrum. Time is space-time. Space-time. Yeah, the fourth dimension. These are things that we're still trying to understand. Why am I talking about all this space shit? Why am I talking about this shit in relation to the Lord? Well, I'll tell you. Because the fact of the matter is that the Lord would have to understand how to create all of this shit. It would have to understand how to form all these things. It would have to have some huge, massive understanding of physics, have a total mastery of physics. And the thing is, when we talk about space and we talk about aliens and we talk about alien civilizations, if we were able to detect them, that would mean that they would have to have such a huge structure of some kind, what's called a megastructure, that would signal the fact that they are super advanced as a species, which would mean that they have way surpassed all the barriers that could possibly prevent them from reaching these levels. That would mean that they would have far surpassed us on the Kardashev scale. They would have gotten so advanced to the point where they have a great mastery of physics and of material science. The Lord, if the Lord God, if God was really real, that would mean that it would have to be a creature that went far up on the Kardashev scale. A Kardashev type civilization is a civilization that's ranked based on its energy consumption, its energy output. A type 1 civilization, which we should aim to become, is the type of civilization that can master its host planet. It can master the energy of its host planets. It can master the energy that is output from its host star onto its planet. Along the scale is the Kardashev Type 2 civilization, which can harness the energy of this entire host star. So that would be like us harnessing the energy of the sun, using what's called a Dyson swarm, a type of devices, a set of devices that are used to extract the energy output from the sun to beam it back to us here on Earth in some crazy fashion. A type 3 civilization, actually it probably wouldn't have to be on Earth. We'd probably have to be multi already outside of Earth, because I don't know if the Earth could handle all that energy. But nevertheless, a Type 3 civilization can harness the energy of their entire host galaxy. So that would be like humanity somehow garnering the energy of the Milky Way galaxy. Kind of like the way I can consume Milky Ways, but how we as a civilization together would consume the Milky Way. To the point where we can start to actually travel. Because see, here's the thing, right? When it comes to trying to understand alien civilizations and how we could find them, we always talk about it in relation to our Milky Way galaxy, because as a result of the expansion of the universe, as a result of this acceleration being caused by dark energy, it appears that traveling to another galaxy may be impossible unless we could develop warp drives, hypothesized as a type of ship that could actually manipulate space-time itself as a cheat code to overcome the speed limit of light. Any object with mass cannot reach the speed of light, so you can only get so far somewhere in the universe, but you are restricted to the speed limit of light. But if you can manipulate space-time itself, well then, roads, where we're going, we don't need no stinking roads. Emphasis on the stinking. I don't know if you can smell things out in space, but nevertheless, God, right, would have to have such a mastery of everything that it would have to rise even higher on the Kardashev scale, to the point where it's a Kardashev type 4, at least a type 4 type of creature, a creature or being, an entity, a civilization that is capable of creating whole universes. That would mean it would have to master the laws of physics. It would have to master computing. It would have to see, and that's the reason why I compare theism to the simulation hypothesis, because as far as I'm concerned, theism is a scientifically illiterate form of the simulation hypothesis. It's the idea that there is some being that can create everything. The simulation hypothesis is the idea that there's some being or some civilization that can simulate universes, that it can create a universe similar to this one using some high-level computation, some high-level computing power, high-level mathematics, high-level physics, a complete, total, and utter understanding of the laws of physics, matched with computers that allowed them to be able to create and simulate whole universes. Sort of like God. If God is creating universes, God would have to be a Kardashev type 4 type of creature. If God could create, aka simulate universes, it would have to understand exactly how to do it and to do it properly. So the question becomes, okay, if we can imagine such a creature existing, and such a creature, being, entity, whatever, that it exists, where it's capable of creating universes, then we have to think about it from our perspective. If we were able to advance enough to the point where we, as a human race, could gain the ability, develop the ability, figure out the ability to create universes, why would we do the things that we do? Why would we allow a universe to be the way it is? Why would we interact with creatures in these universes, in these simulations? If you have the ability, why would you interact with your game characters? We see movies, we see video games where they kind of, play along with these concepts. Like, I don't know if you remember, Silk, this game called Comic Zone, or a movie, Cool World. Comic Zone and Cool World. Know what I'm talking about. Let me know you're still alive, player. Let me know you're still alive, player. Know what I'm talking about? Anyway, you ain't responded. Okay. Cool World was this movie back in the 90s that I used to like, starring a Brad Pitt and Kim Basinger. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, Cool World is about this guy who falls into a comic book world, a cartoon world. Whereas Comic Zone is this video game about a comic book creator who falls into his comic book. Right? So it's like these simulated realities. It's these simulated realities, kind of like virtual reality in a way, where it's like you are creating this world, but then you can immerse yourself in it like it's a virtual world. Like you put on a virtual set of goggles, a set of virtual reality goggles, and now you're in the virtual world you created. That would be like a Kardashev type whatever for civilization, for a creature, God, creating the universe and then putting on his fucking super ultimate universe, superverse fucking VR headset and say, let me go into the real world and see what it's like. So Jesus is walking around playing his motherfucking Super VR ATV 2000, whatever the fuck he calls it, the Christianity VR goggle set 2 billion. He's walking around like, oh shit, this is what it's like to be a person. See, this is the reason why Christians can't agree on whether or not God, or should I say Jesus, was fully God, fully a person, or whatever. In reality, it was God, but he was just playing with his VR headset. Walking around like, hey guys, look, I can turn water to wine. Because I have a complete mastery of the laws of physics. I can just do this little shit. Yeah, I mean, I could cure cancer, but why do anything useful like that? Hey, you guys want to eat some fish? Yo, I got you. Yo, we can have the buffet right now, son. Just close your eyes. Turn around. See, ta-da! Wine and fish, boys. Let's party. Do, 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 do. Yo. If this is true, that this is what God is doing, that this is what God does, that he's just having fun in his VR headset world, why would he do that? Why would an advanced creature, an advanced intelligence that knows, that has this higher level of empathy, that understands the plight of humanity, walk around and perform these useless, pathetic acts and not actually help people in any tangible, meaningful way, knowing that people are suffering? Why would it want people to worship it instead of working to understand it, working to become it? What exactly does worship accomplish? What exactly does praying and hoping and wishing and singing a bunch of hymns and songs, what does that do? What exactly does that do? I get it. Some people think it's fun, enjoyable, it's calming, it's soothing. It makes them a lot more comfortable with life. However, how exactly can that be used to address any of the real world problems that we see on a constant basis? How exactly does praying and wishing and hoping, how does that stop a Colt Gray? How does that stop a Dylan Roof? How does it stop a speeding bullet that doesn't give a fuck about your prayer shit? The laws of physics don't care about how hard you pray. The trajectory of a bullet doesn't give a fuck about your spirituality and your spirit soul shit. Angels and demons, yeah. Bullet to the dome and that takes you out right now. I just seen the video, and Silk, I'm going to show you in the Discord after the live, which we do on every live, so make sure you hit that like button and join the Discord, because we're going to keep it real, build community in the Discord after the live, on every live, every day, after the lives at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Got a doozy to show you. It's graphic, it's sad, it's fucked up. But it's the type of shit that we see on a regular basis here in Chicago. Some young kid that got shot that is either dead or dying. Another video of some kid dying. We got all these churches all over the city, everywhere. And yet, somehow, all of the violence, all the chaos, all the mayhem seems to somehow persist on a near constant basis. And for some reason, that praying and wishing and hoping shit doesn't seem to solve any of it at all. But here's another doozy for you. That even though our city has been run constantly by the Democratic Party, they don't seem to be able to figure out how to solve this problem. They don't seem to figure out hardly any of the problems. We've been stuck in the state of violence on a constant basis, and these fools don't seem to really understand or can gain a grasp as to how we can solve these problems. Because a lot of them, a huge percentage of them, subscribe to these ridiculous ideas and concepts as well. They believe in this creature, this being, this super being, this superstar being, this super uber amazing, powerful being that they somehow can interact with, and yet they can't seem to figure out any kind of useful solution to any of these issues. Jesus is playing with this VR headset, walking around 2,000 years ago, and I guess he just got tired of the game and don't want to put his headset back on so he can show up and say, hey guys, what's up? I'm back. It's me, Mr. Jesus. Mr. Jesus, Jesucristo. Jesus the Christ. Jesus H. Christ. Where the fuck is this dude at? If he's so amazing. Christians, where's Jesus? Muslims, where is Allah? Where? Hindus, where's Krishna? Where's Vishnu? Where's any of those weird motherfuckers that y'all love to talk about all the time? Where are they? Why can't we have some kind of a conference call or something? Why can't they get in the chat? Why is Silk the only one in the chat? Where's the Lord? Where are the gods? Where are the gods? Because check it out. If we don't get real with reality now, when we come up with AR and VR goggles, people are going to be fucked up in the head. And these goggles, these AR, VR goggles and technologies that we come out with, they're only going to serve to fuck with people's minds and their thoughts even more. Because check it out. As technology continues to improve, we're already seeing Neuralink and brain-computer interfaces starting to become a thing. Now, obviously, they're mostly being used to help people who suffer from various ailments and to help them get better, to be more normal. But if you take such technology to its logical conclusion, it is unquestionably clear that a BCI, a brain computer interface, will be able to be used by any and everyone, and that they could actually be used to enhance our various abilities, our abilities for eyesight, our abilities of various sensations, taste, touch, memory augmentation, memory fucking yeah, man, I'm pretty dope. Appreciate that, fam. Yeah, this is one of the huge unfortunate things about reality that I experience right now. More people could be listening to my shit if we could get the numbers up, which is why I need y'all to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed. But yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is that, like, we have to sell people on the idea that reality is worth working to understand for real, and that believing in these ancient sci-fi fantasies does not actually help us in any tangible, meaningful way. That's why I do what I do. I'm trying to figure out a way to sell people on the idea that subscribing to religions, subscribing to sci-fi fantasies simply doesn't help us. Because if it did, it would be shown to actually help us in some tangible, meaningful way, in a way that could not be described any other way, that couldn't be given to any other secular means. It would only come from religion. It will only come from theism or spirituality or whatever fucking bullshit that people love to purport. Conspiracy theories and shit like that. MAGA and all that. I don't even know what MAGA stands for. I just know the word. Blue MAGA, red MAGA, 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 MAGA. But see, the problem is we have to deal with a planet run by a nation of plutocratic oligarchs. They own the wealth, they own all the resources, and they use technology to try to suppress us and to try to boost certain individuals and suppress others, as I'm sure you're aware, which is why we had to move over here to YouTube from fucking TikTok, because they won't even let me talk on TikTok. I was on TikTok the other day. I made a post. Somebody was talking shit. I was talking shit back, and I said, ha, blah, 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 FOH. And of course, TikTok removed my comments, because the censorship is getting so bad. And I was asking the other day, if theism was so true, why the fuck do they need to advertise? Shouldn't theism be able to sell itself? Why does Jesus need a marketing team? If Jesus was so real, why couldn't he sell himself? Wouldn't him showing up fucking actually help us? Wouldn't that actually sell Christianity if Jesus showed up and was like, hey everybody, I'm Jesus. What do you need to know? Oh, you want the cure for cancer? Look, all you gotta do is just find these flowers and put them together with these materials. Boom, cured for cancer. It works every time. Look, check it out. You can experiment. Look. Watch. See, I told you, I am Jesus the Christ. I am the truth and the light. Everything I say is real. Look, I can help y'all figure out fusion technology tonight, because I got all the knowledge. I know exactly what to do. Y'all are overlooking the one thing. Y'all been overlooking it the whole time. Look at this. Oh shit. Now we got fusion technology because Jesus is showing us how to fucking come up with fusion technology. For some reason, people that claim they have a connection with this Jesus character, they're never able to share with us anything that's useful, anything that's tangible, anything that would actually help to progress humanity in some tangible, meaningful way. Some innovation, some design, some new medicine, some new cure, some new fucking way to improve upon growing organs or growing limbs and shit like that. We're getting there, Silk. Trust me, we're getting there. We're getting there. You're getting a little ahead of yourself. But yes, the whole point is believing in the Lord Jesus, believing in Allah, believing in Krishna, believing in Vishnu, believing in all these other whatever the fucks doesn't seem to help us in any tangible, meaningful way. Because while all these right wingers and conservatives and even left wingers and all these people love to say, oh, vaccines are causing autism and shit like that, where are they to figure out better vaccines that don't cause autism? Why have they never ever thought of that? If they really believe vaccines cause autism, then why aren't they working together to say, hey, let's develop new vaccines that we can ensure don't cause autism so that we can have ease of mind? You see how they never think like that? It's always some other shit. It's always like, oh, well, because we don't trust vaccines, we're not going to take any vaccine at all. In fact, we don't want to know nothing. We ain't going to do nothing. We ain't going to know nothing. We just love sitting here reading the same old book on a constant basis, believing the same old shit that we've been believing for all this time. While we accomplish nothing, while we develop nothing, while we figure out nothing, while we actually contribute nothing to the nomenclature, nothing to human wisdom and knowledge, while we contribute not a goddamn thing, but the same old bullshit that has been shown for thousands of years not to work at all. Meanwhile, technology, science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics have helped produce devices like this that allow us to interact in real time despite being potentially thousands of miles away from each other, miles apart. We can have multiple people in the chat hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell, despite the fact that we're not in the same physical space. That is a result of technology, our understanding of the laws of physics, our understanding of material science. But people who reject knowledge, who reject science, who reject the scientific method, they don't see these things. They don't care about these things. They don't care about contributing to our understanding of these things. They don't care about actually trying to shape the ethical frameworks of how we roll out these technologies once they become financially viable, once they become commercially viable. So instead of having high-level conversations as an American race, as a human race, we fucking just, well, you came through Chicago and you ain't say what's up to your boy. The hell is wrong with you? You already went to Indiana, man. You already went to that shithole, man. No offense to my Indianians, but I've been through parts of Indiana. Yo. For all of you that love to say that America is the greatest country in the world, there are parts of Indiana, I shit you not, they look like a third world country. I'm not even joking. They look like a third world country. That's what's up, fam. Keep on trucking. Keep on pushing. But the fact of the matter is that theism has not produced any kind of innovation of any sort within the past, I don't know how many whatevers. I've never seen a Christian pastor. I've never seen a Jewish rabbi. I've never seen a Muslim imam invent anything as a result of praying to the Lord of whatever they believe. Never seen it happen. Not one time. I've never seen them manipulate the laws of physics because they prayed to Jesus or whoever. So, the fact of the matter is we have new technologies, new innovations that are going to significantly impact gaming, simulations, and VR, AR technologies. And if we don't get real with reality, reality is going to get extremely... I mean, first of all, real reality is going to get crazy regardless. Believing in reality, believing in real life, or should I say viewing real life is already... What we're seeing today is kind of becoming bizarre. But this is just barely the tip of the iceberg as technologies continue to advance rapidly at a seemingly exponential pace. Because we're on our way to becoming a Kardashev Type 1 civilization. Yeah. Yeah, man, like, within the past few decades, we've seen innovations come about that we never thought we would see, or that like we thought we would see someday in the far future, but then they became natural reality. This what we're doing right here, right? This is the stuff of like Back to the Future Part 2 type of shit, right? Where you can see me and I can see you and we can connect and interact in all these different ways. And ironically, YouTube's fucking platform is inferior to TikTok's in this way, but nevertheless, you have all these different apps that we can use for us to connect and for us to communicate, which is why it's even more bizarre that this God thing that's supposedly so real seems to be nowhere to be found. Which is why I have a huge problem with theism. That's why I talk down about it every day. Because the fact of the matter is that theists never seem to be able to demonstrate anything that they're talking about. And it took me a long time to figure out why it was so hard for us to create a well-functioning society for ourselves, until I realized that such a huge swath of the population is living in some kind of altered state of reality, a warped view of reality, where they believe this sci-fi fantasy nonsense that they have concocted thousands of years ago, and for some reason they still think that it's true, despite the overwhelming innovations and evidence showing their belief system not to be rooted in reality. And now that we have these technologies, now that we have these capabilities, the time is now for us to get real with reality. That's what I've said. If there is such a being as this supernatural, superhuman, super thing, why would it not just give us some of the clues? Why would it troll us in all these different ways? Unless, you know, as I've stated, life itself could be a troll. Because think about it this way, right? As we develop more technologies, like I was saying, the VR stuff, but if we mix that with, you know, photorealistic rendering and, you know, advancements in quantum computing, where we can enable all types of simulations with our new understanding of physics. Because with quantum computing, it's going to greatly enhance our understanding of the laws of physics to the point where our complete mastery will continue to improve. But we'll probably begin to understand things that we didn't even realize were a thing. Things that we've overlooked, aspects of reality that we overlooked. Hell yeah, fam. This is what we're about, man. This is what we're about. This is why we gotta continue to grow and continue to show the world that, like, we gotta get real. We gotta get real, because this tech is only going to advance. And while it advances, if we want to maximize our capabilities, maximize our uses of these technologies, we gotta get real. We gotta get our minds right. We gotta get our minds right. We have to first agree that we should get our minds right. We have to agree that what we want to do is understand as many true things and as few false things as possible. That we want to understand what this reality actually is, and that we're not just content with some sci-fi fantasy fairy tale version of it. Because the reality is stranger than the fiction. The actual reality is nuts. It's crazy to think about. There's so much to discover, and yet these people are so content with their basic, ridiculous fairy tale view that they don't want to think about the complexities and the absurdities and the difficulties, the ethics and all of that, because it's gonna get crazy. But the technologies are going to continue advancing whether they like it or not. And that's the problem. These technologies are going to continue to advance. The graphics are only going to get better. The gameplay is only going to get better. It's only going to get more and more realistic. So you might as well try to figure out how to play the game, or else you're going to get fucking left behind. That's why what we do here in the No Cap Zone is so important, because we got to get people on the same playing field. We got to get people on the same foundation so that we can build a fucking solid building on top of this foundation. Because as long as we keep our society rooted and founded in bullshit, we are going to have a difficult time advancing, ensuring our survival and our ability to thrive moving forward henceforth. Which is why we got to figure out, what is it that we're trying to do? What is it that we are hoping to accomplish as a human race? Because if our goal is understanding as much as we can about reality, what that means is that we're going to actually ensure that we can survive in order to do that. And then we're going to upgrade ourselves to the point where we become what's called transhuman or post-human, unhuman, inhuman, whatever the fuck term you want to call it, where we become more than just human. Where we have enhanced eyesight, ear sight, taste buds, feeling, senses, fucking instincts, intelligence, all of that. Physical, strength, speed, agility. Even enhancing our ability to perceive time. Imagine being able to learn everything that you can about anything. Any field of science, any particular interest you have. You want to read all the works of Hemingway. Imagine being able to download that in your brain and being able to read everything on such a super slow time scale that you have the time to reflect and think and perceive everything, consider every aspect of every work of Hemingway, how it ties to all these other things, and make all these different connections to the point where you are superhuman. Having perfect recall ability, where you can go back to a specific quote on a specific page of the book at the snap of a finger. Where you can remember names, dates, locations, events specifically. Where you can record memories and you can capture these memories with VR, AR, fucking technology, nanotechnology, fucking BCIs and what have you. It's going to call into question how exactly things like privacy can continue exactly. Bicentennial man. And I'm trying to be a cyborg. I want to be the bicentennial man. I want to be a tricentennial man. I want to be an infinity centennial man. What the fuck? That's why we got the No Cap Zone. Because we don't put a cap on what humanity is capable of. Humanity is capable of any and all things. So why don't we ensure that we continue to manifest that? Why are people so content with believing in something out there that has these capabilities instead of us gaining these capabilities? Where we can enhance our own intelligence so that we gain these capabilities. Where we can say we're everywhere. Where we can say we're omniscient and omnipotent. Omnipresent, because we're building space habitats all throughout the galaxy and the cosmos, spreading our views, spreading humanity all through space and all through time, constantly colonizing all of space. How exactly does religion help us to accomplish any of that? If anything, the vast religions turn out to be death cults. Cults that worship death, that can't wait to die, that can't wait for death to arise, that can't wait for the end of the world. How many times do we see all these religious people talk about the end of the world is nigh? Next Tuesday, September the fucking the 16th, the 15th, the 16th. I can't do math right now. The 17th. What's the day? Next Tuesday, the 17th. God is gonna do this and do that and do this and do that. God gonna strike us down because the gays been gaying and gay and gay. Oh my God, the gays. I don't know why you don't want to be straight like us, because the gays, so God said he gonna destroy the earth because the gays. And every single time they make these predictions, they never happen ever. Ever. They never happen. We never see these things happen ever. They fail 100% of the time. It is time now for these belief systems to let go, to loosen their grip on human fucking resources, to loosen their grip on media, because the gays been gaying, and look, religion ain't gonna stop that. And honestly, they haven't demonstrated the reason why it should stop. Look, I'm a straight man. I'm not attracted to guys and other guys. I don't like seeing guys with other guys. So you know what I do? I just stay over here without other guys. But the problem is that these religious people, they insist and insist and insist on their bullshit. They insist on purporting their nonsense on a constant basis. And yet whenever they are challenged with these basic questions that we ask them, what is this thing, where is this thing, and how the fuck do any of you know? They're nowhere to be found. They have all the excuses in the world. They come up with all these different excuses, all these different apologetics, and yet they never have anything that they can present at all. Because at the end of the day, these belief systems don't comport with reality. That's why they do so much trolling. That's why they spend so much advertising. That's why they spend so much on all these ads and all these billboards, and they try to go out in the street preaching their nonsense, because if they actually had to be challenged, if they actually were forced to demonstrate what they were talking about, they would not produce a goddamn thing. That's why the no cap zone is so important. That's why I had to create it, because we need somewhere where we can keep it real. We need somewhere where we can all talk about the actual nature of reality, and so that we can get in tune with the nature of reality, because the technology is going to continue improving. And humanity is going to continue advancing, whether these goofies like it or not. And they can either get with it or they can get the fuck on somewhere. Move the hell around. So that's why we as a human race need to reconfigure our purpose. Refocus our purpose as a human race. Believing in these ancient sci-fi fantasy ideologies is simply insufficient for helping to create a well-functioning society for humanity. As I talk about all the time, the United States ranks 132 out of 163 countries on the Global Peace Index. 1 is the most peaceful, 163 is the least peaceful, and the United States ranks 132, down from 126 when Trump took office, meaning that the people and the parties that continually reign supreme in American political discourse have failed miserably to help us create a well-functioning society for ourselves, which is why I am totally anti the two-party false dichotomy. because these two parties represent ideologies that have woefully fucking worsened humanity, woefully worsened America in various ways. America has become a nation full of people who are scientifically illiterate and poor at math. And if we want to advance humanity, this needs to be reversed. We need the American public to start doing better in the math and sciences. But first, we need to sell them on the idea to embrace the math and sciences, to understand why it is so important for them, for us as a human race, as an American population, to embrace STEAM, science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics. Because with these tools, we can understand as much as we can about reality, and we can move further and further up on the Kardashev scale so that we can actually understand as much as we can about reality, and that we can begin to spread our wings as a human race, okay? Gaining the ability to improve our simulations, creating immersive environments on such a vast scale that we could even simulate the universe itself, where we can actually recreate experiences from the past so that we can understand the context of the nuance, and then we can learn from them. Maybe we can uncover aspects of the past that we never knew, that help us to further understand reality and where we come from, how we came to be. And then actually enhancing our ability to extend our lifespans, improve our quality of life, spread throughout the cosmos, and improve our capabilities such that we become impervious to all the issues that nature presents to us, all the hurdles that prevent us from becoming advanced creatures, advanced fucking civilizations that can travel to different solar systems and perhaps even to other galaxies on our quest to search for life and to understand reality as it is. The more that we understand about reality, the more that we're able to manipulate that reality to our collective benefit. Unfortunately, theism simply fails to help us accomplish this. That's one of the reasons why I talk about all these tragedies that happen, all these mass shootings, all these terrorist attacks, and just basic amounts of crime that happen. Because they're happening right now. They're happening all over the world. They have been happening. And if we are to advance as a human race, we should be working towards how we can solve these problems at the root. By understanding the human mind, understanding what the hell is going on up here, and then figuring out how to treat all these various ailments, all these various disorders, diseases, viruses, sicknesses, all these issues that humans have to deal with, all these things that further worsen the human condition. Theism doesn't help us in any of that. It doesn't at all. Christians, Muslims, all these people can pretend like they do, like what they're doing is so wonderful and so pious. But at the end of the day, they are only causing more problems than they are helping to solve. Because we have so many issues. We have health issues, environmental issues, social issues that we need to actually get a handle on. And by hoping and wishing it magically solves itself, sorry, that doesn't actually address the underlying issues. It doesn't actually solve anything. Because as I stated, and Silk noted this, well, actually, no, it was my other homie, but still, you're my boy, though, Silk. You my boy, Blue. You my boy. Regardless of the spirituality and the hoping and wishing and praying, the thoughts and prayers that theists love to give on a regular basis, you are still subject to the laws of physics. That's just what it is. It doesn't matter what the hell these people are talking about. It doesn't matter how hard you prayed on Sunday. It doesn't matter how many songs and hymns that you sang. It doesn't matter how many Bible verses you have memorized. If somebody has a gun up to your head, you believe in this Bible verse ain't gonna stop the trajectory of their bullet. It doesn't. It doesn't solve anything. The fact of the matter is that we need to start recognizing and valuing each other, valuing human life, our own individual lives and the lives of each other. Because if we work together interdependently with synergy, we can create a well-functioning society for ourselves and continue to advance as a human race. Because this is why I talk about the Fermi paradox and the Kardashev scale and the great filter hypothesis, the rare earth hypothesis. Because even with all these technologies that we've advanced to, even though we have the James Webb Space Telescope at the L2 Lagrange point, discovering some of the oldest galaxies to have ever formed in real life, we have yet to detect any form of alien life throughout the galaxy. And while our technology is still in its infancy, you would think that the universe, with all these galaxies and stars and planets, that it would just be teeming with life, that there would be all these spaceships and space habitats we'd be detecting from all these other ancient civilizations that advanced like us except further than us, but we don't see anything, which means as far as we know, we are all that we got. We human beings, we earthlings, we are all that we got in this vast universe, in this ridiculously vast universe that's aged at 13.8 billion years on a planet that's about 4.5 billion years old. We humans, we earthlings are all that we got. Whether there's other alien life out there, we won't know for some time, but what we do know is that we here exist right now. You exist. You are here with me. We're sharing this crazy existence together. Why the fuck would we be content with where we are right now when there's so much to discover, when there are aspects of reality that we all know we can't even detect with our current capabilities right now? I can barely see without these glasses. I'm blind as fuck without these glasses. I can barely see this 4K HD screen in front of me and this fucking 46 inches. Yet there's aspects of the light spectrum we can't see at all. But see, that's the thing, Silk. If that actually helps you, how much does that actually help? In the grand scheme of things. Oh, you can memorize the Quran or you won't get killed by some psychopath that's so dedicated to their sci-fi fantasy comic book that they will kill you for not being able to recite a verse from it. That's ridiculous. See, these are aspects of the human condition that we need to really work towards getting a handle on. The fact that people are willing to commit acts of violence because others don't subscribe to their ideologies just goes to show you that we have an extreme mental health crisis throughout the world, particularly here in America. I know another story similar to that, and I told you about this shit. At least I think I told you about this shit. But this is a real story. A real story. And this happened not too far from where I'm at right now. Like literally right over here. A little over here on like 73rd and Western. 74th and Western. But this is over here. I'm talking about over here in Chicago. I mean, yeah, don't go over there. But like, just the mere fact you even have to say that. Even though there's nuance to that. Partly our fault, but like this is a story from over here. Long story short, a man lived with his family, his mom, his wife, his kids, his younger brother who was staying with them. This guy converted to Islam. He wanted his whole family, who are all Christians, to convert to Islam. They refused, and therefore he unalived nearly his entire family except one child, and his younger brother, I think, survived. But he unalived his mom, his wife, and a bunch of his kids. He's in prison now. All over theism. All over theism. For what? What did that accomplish? What exactly did that accomplish? And even if they did convert, then what would that have accomplished? When the whole thing is preposterous to begin with, which is why I do what I do, which is why we have a strict dress code here at the No Cap Zone, because we're trying to understand the purpose of theism. We want to understand what purpose does it actually serve for the human race. Because a lot of people say, oh, well, it gives people comfort. You know what would also give people comfort? Extending their lifespan. Eradicating genetic diseases from the human gene pool. Yeah, I know. Damn. Crazy shit, right? That's real life. That's just one of the many crazy stories. Here in America. Here in Chicago. And I mean Chicago proper. All these crazy things that happen on a constant basis all around the nation, all around the world, and people keep pretending like this shit is normal, like this shit is awesome, like this shit is totally helpful. And it's time that we start challenging these ideas, because at the end of the day, these ideas are killing us. They're killing people all over the world, literally. Like, I'm not saying this on some fucking hypothetical shit. I'm not saying this on some hyperbolic shit. This is real. People have been harming each other, maiming each other, killing each other over these sci-fi fantasies. And it doesn't make sense that we would do that when we have science now. We actually have the ability to improve upon our understanding of reality, to actually improve upon our technologies and how we can actually use them to help improve our quality of life, to help improve our neighborhoods, to create better, logical, more real installs that seek to help improve and motivate humanity towards more improvement, where we actually give people the services that they need to get over all of their various traumas and their issues and conditions, so that we can have a healthy, happier populace with a healthy environment that's conducive of constant life-affirming attitudes. So that we're not stuck in this state of depression, chaos, mourning, mayhem. What is religion helping us to do in any of these things? People can pray all day. Doesn't stop anything. It doesn't stop any of the violence. Doesn't stop any of the mayhem. Doesn't stop any of the abuse, the rapes, the assaults, crimes, any of that. So if we could actually get a handle on understanding the human body, understanding the laws of physics, understanding material science, and how we can use these things to improve our quality of life, and have real conversations about how we can improve our societies, how we can improve our neighborhoods, how we can improve our politics and political discourse, maybe, just maybe, we might make the world a better place. So I think I'm going to end it there for today. So much we're going to get into in this upcoming week. So make sure that you are hitting that like and that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. Hit up all my links. Check out the Outrageous EP, available on all streaming platforms. Silk, I'm glad that you enjoy it. I got some new shit on the way. The Supreme music video is on the way. I will be letting you guys know about any and all updates on the Patreon. And then when I have big updates, I'll let everybody know. Thank y'all for coming through. This has been another episode of the No Cap Zone. If you're down, head over to the Discord so we can continue to build up in the think tank for how we can improve the quality of life for Americans and bring some sense to this crazy world. This has been the No Cap Zone. We will be back tomorrow around 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peace out.